Welcome, everybody, to the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week live on MyBasin.com. We got some baseball this afternoon from Kiger Stadium. Today's game between the Klamath Union Pelicans and the Henley Hornets. It's the second game of a three-game set in which Henley took the first one 23-1. That was back on Wednesday. Now here we are on Friday as Klamath Union, the team that you see on your screen right now, they're looking to even things up in this season series again, which Henley already leads 1-0. Appreciate you being here. And as we come into this game, we look at a Henley Hornets team, the opponents against today's Klamath Union Pelicans, that are 1-3. The Hornets, a very good team. Their three losses, as a matter of fact, came against Hidden Valley, and that was last weekend. And for these Klamath Union Pelicans coming into play 0-4, they've got themselves something to prove after a tough loss on Wednesday. Again, the final then was 23-1, and something to prove this time out against Henley. Maybe just trying to improve on some things. Klamath Union, he's throwing, Coach Overstreet is throwing Jacob Cook today on the mound, and the hard-throwing left-hander hoping to find the strike zone a little bit more than we did back on Wednesday. So we'll go over what happened last week. We will talk about the Skyline Conference as we have it. Of course, we've got starting lineups and first pitch coming up on MyBasin.com. The Klamath Union Pelicans and the Henley Hornets are next.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Thanks, kiddo.
Give everyone peace of mind on the road. Swing by or book online. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
If you're trying to lose some weight and get in shape, Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club is the best place to do it. Harbor has state-of-the-art equipment, plus certified personal trainers to help you achieve your goals safely and quickly. They also have indoor tennis and pickleball courts, and tons of group exercise classes to help you have fun while you get in shape. When you're done with your workout, stop by their smoothie bar to get a nutritious boost. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
It's tax time, and Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Klamath Falls will help you make the most of your refund. Double down! Bring us your tax refund, and we'll double it to use towards your down payment on your new vehicle purchase. And right now, choose from more new trucks and SUVs than ever, and available 0% APR financing for up to 72 months. If you live here, you get it! Double your down payment during Ram Truck Month, only at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Klamath Falls.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
And we welcome you back to the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week. Live HD video is available for you on MyBasin.com. Well, that's where you are joining us today. Is the Klamath Union Pelicans. They look ready to take the field here in just a minute. They are our home team this afternoon. We are live from legendary Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls, just off of South 6th Street. As we look northeast from our broadcast position tonight, just down the first base line, as the Henley Hornets are due up first here in just a minute. The starting lineup for them is number 8, Gavin Graham, the shortstop, is leading off. Batting second, the second baseman, is Blaine Boersma. Number 22, the third baseman, and batting third is Hunter Schwenk. The cleanup hitter and catcher is Kevin Kelly. Batting fifth at first base is Dylan Tobias. The center fielder, Skylar Howard, is hitting sixth for the Henley Hornets. The pitcher, Owen Shane, is batting seventh. Hitting in the 8-hole is Matt Douglas, the left fielder. And rounding out the Henley order, hitting ninth, is Dylan Cernowski in right field. They're going up against the man on the mound. We'll get you a good look at him. Jacob Cook, the left-handed thrower. Wasn't supposed to pitch in this first game of a doubleheader today, but told me as I rolled into the ballpark today that he ended up being forced to throw today in this first game. So glad to see Cook out there. Thing about Jacob, he'll throw a lot of strikes. He's got his fastball, his changeup, his curve working for him. He will throw a lot of strikes. Key for Klamath Union is being able to handle that on the defensive side of the ball. Last week for Klamath Union, I believe there was 6 errors against Henley back on Wednesday. We'll talk about that game a little bit more as we move through the broadcast. I think Jacob Cook on the mound is going to help fix some of the things that went wrong for KU on Wednesday. All of 17 free passes, and I'll tell you what I mean by a free pass is an error, a hit by pitch, or a walk. And all in all on Wednesday, Klamath Union, 17 of those. Of those 17, 14 came around to score, and that's how we got our 23 runs back on Wednesday. And, if you're Klamath Union at that point, you still lose that game 9-1, but that's a lot better than 23-1. That's a lot more competitive and where you want to be, especially against a good team like these Henley Hornets, who are stepping into the box now. The Hornets, again, they put up 23 runs back on Wednesday. A lot of big hitters in that order, and stepping to the dish now is Gavin Graham, who back on Wednesday had a pair of base hits and 2 RBIs. As the first pitch from Jacob Cook in there is low and in the dirt. First pitch, 4:59 Pacific time here in Klamath Falls. Glad that you're with us. There's a bit overcast today, but nothing that these kids can't handle out here. About 70 degrees. Should see about 68 by the time we're done with things this afternoon. As the first pitch, again, was low for a ball. See what Cook comes with now. He kicks and he fires. That one is fouled back for a strike. The count 1-1 to Gavin Graham, who again back on Wednesday walked a couple of times, but he did get 2 base hits. He finished 2 for 2 on the day. He walked 3 times actually. Back in the 3rd inning on Wednesday, he singled in a couple of runs, so you know that he can do some damage with the bat. The 1-1 pitch coming to Gavin Graham is taken for a high ball. Our umpiring crew this afternoon, behind the dish is Dave Van Horn, and on the base paths is Joel Woodley. The 2-1 pitch to Gavin Graham. Cook kicks, fires. That one bounces to the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. Last time I saw Jacob Cook throw-in was actually the season opener a week ago Wednesday against the Phoenix Pirates. Cook threw quite a bit of strikes. He allowed his defense to work, but again, Klamath Union in that opening frame committed 5 errors, so hoping to cut down on that number. The 3-1 pitch to Graham is taken for strike 2. That fills the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter this afternoon, Gavin Graham. Cook would love to get an out to the leadoff hitter here. The 3-2 pitch coming from Cook is taken inside for ball 4. So that will allow a runner to reach base and lead things off for Henley as Blaine Boersma makes his way to the dish. First walk of the day issued by Jacob Cook. And again, the key for Klamath Union today is limiting the free passes. All in all, even if you take out the errors from the other day, 11 walks or hit batsmen back on Wednesday. As the first pitch in to Blaine Boersma is high for a ball. Leading off at first is Gavin Graham. Take a look at what Boersma did back on Wednesday. He tripled in 2 runs in the first. He got a couple more base hits throughout the day, but all in all, 2 RBIs for him back on Wednesday. The throw over to first, not in time. Gavin Graham diving back safely. Count still 1 ball and no strikes to Boersma. On deck is Hunter Schwenk. Left-hander Cook comes set, kicks and fires to home, and Peterson receives the catch at the dish, throws it down to first, but Graham is back safely. I believe that pitch was also a ball, so the count now 2-0. Let's go around the diamond defensively for Klamath Union. Caden Coulter behind the dish and Yuli Hernandez at first as Cook kicks and fires. Swing and a miss by Blaine Boersma. That's 2 balls and a strike. At second base, it's Zeke Pena. Lincoln Peterson is at short, and Garrett Short is at third base. Looking from left to right in the outfield, it is Tyson Mendoza, Colin Garrett, and Nate Getman. Graham takes off the throw to first, but Graham had already taken off. He gets into second safely. A stolen base that time from Gavin Graham as took off as Cook tried to make his move over to first. Jacob Cook stepping off. The count still 2-1 to Blaine Boersma. Again, on deck is Hunter Schwenk. Eliminates the double play possibility, so infield sort of cheating a little bit towards second base. Boersma shows bunt, fouls it back. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Talk about this Henley Hornets team that KU is going up against today. They're 1-3 overall so far on the young season. All three of those losses coming last week against Hidden Valley, who right now sits at 4-0 in the Skyline Conference. So a very good team over there in Murphy. Henley also a great team. But again, when you look at who they were playing, 3 losses. I'm sure Coach Randall would have liked to come away with more, but still in a decent spot. And you start to look at their schedule ahead. Henley should be back on the road to the top of the Skyline Conference here fairly soon. And that one is high for a ball. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, the second full count that Jacob Cook has had to work in so far. That would mean this is his 8th pitch of the inning coming up. The 12th pitch of the inning coming up. Cook checking his runner at second. It's Gavin Graham. He comes set. Looking to the plate. The 3-2 pitch is fouled back. We'll do it all again. And again, for KU, who's 0-4, their opening weekend series was against Phoenix, another undefeated team so far. So both of these teams started off the season last week against 2 very good teams in Phoenix and Hidden Valley, and now looking to bounce back. As Gavin Graham takes off from second, the pitch is high, and Gavin Graham gets into third safely. So a walk and a steal puts runners at the corners still with nobody out. Two walks surrendered by Jacob Cook thus far. Both of them on base right now. The man at third is Gavin Graham, and then at first is Blaine Boersma. Hunter Schwenk at the dish now. Schwenk batted 5th in the order back on Wednesday. He was 3 for 4. A couple base hits and a triple that drove in 2 runs in the first inning. The big 12-run inning, first inning that Henley had back on Wednesday. I'm sure KU would like to stop that from happening again, as that's what caused them to get down so much so early. Big key for this team coming into this game for Klamath Union is just to play with a little bit more pace. They said they want to get back out onto the field and back into the dugout as quick as possible, and that doesn't mean just throwing strikes. That means playing with pace when you're out there on the field as well. Second time Jacob Cook throws over to first, but both times Boersma has dove back safely. Another thing that Cook has had to worry about is working a bit on the sidestep in the bullpen. They know Henley's going to run on him. A fast team, especially at the top of the order for these Hornets, as Boersma takes about a 2-step lead off first. Cook finally finds his way to the plate. A bouncing ball to third, short onto second. Pena back to first. The throw not in time. As a matter of fact, it's thrown over Hernandez's head, and now Schwenk heads for second. And he's in there safely. So 1 out on the play on a fielder's choice. Schwenk credited with an RBI. We'll say he reached on a fielder's choice. Coming around to score is Gavin Graham. Boersma was the first casualty of the inning, and that brings up Kevin Kelly. Kelly back on Wednesday, man, what a day he had. He had 5 RBIs on the day, 4 of them coming on a big grand slam in the second, the other one coming in the first inning. A couple of base hits for him as well. The first pitch into Kelly is fisted into left field. That will get down for a base hit. Coming around to score from third is Hunter Schwenk, and he gets in there. The score now 2-0 Henley. RBI single for Kelly. 6 RBIs for him in the series. And that brings up Dylan Tobias. Runner at first. Still nobody out. Only 2-0 the score. Now if you're Jacob Cook, there is 1 out in the inning. If you're Jacob Cook now, trying to roll up a double play as you get to the middle of this order, Dylan Tobias is stepping into the plate now. Tobias started on the mound on Wednesday. He was the starting pitcher for Henley. Was 1 for 4. He reached on an error a few times and did have 1 base hit, did Tobias. So putting the ball in play he is. Jacob Cook comes set, fires home, takes a strike. Peterson fires down to first, but not in time. That is a strike to Tobias. Cook could get out of this inning only giving up 2 runs. That'll be a boost for Klamath Union, I think. As we take a look at the top of their order, due up Caden Coulter, Jacob Cook, and Lincoln Peterson. Cook comes set, the left-hander eyeing down his runner at first base. Runner goes. The throw down is not in time. Pena didn't slap the tag on him, so that gets rid of the double play possibility. Already 3 stolen bases in this inning for Henley. And curious to see what that pitch was called. I didn't quite see the signal from our umpire tonight. Tobias at the dish. Jacob Cook looks his runner down at second. That's Kevin Kelly. Cook kicks, fires. That one in the dirt, gets past Peterson. Coulter. And runner moves up to third. That's Kelly. That one was low for a ball as well. So now to see what Jacob Cook comes with now. Big pitch coming up. Would love to get Tobias out here, preferably a ground ball in the infield. Trying to not let that runner score from third. That's Kevin Kelly. He reached on a single earlier this inning. He had an RBI as well. Hernandez, the first baseman, and Short, the third baseman, both playing on the infield grass. Cook comes, fires, swing and a miss, and that is strike number 3. 2 outs now in the inning as Tobias goes down swinging. First strikeout of the day for Jacob Cook. That brings up Skylar Howard. Howard back on Wednesday. Had 1 base hit back in the first inning. Otherwise was 1 for 5 on the day. He reached on an error 4 times. The first pitch to Howard is inside for ball 1. Howard was the beneficiary again of 1 of those free passes back on Wednesday. So my mistake. He did ground out. Those weren't errors. He was 1 for 5. And the second pitch to him now, a little bit of an off-speed look. That was in the zone, high part of the zone, but good for a strike. 1-1 the count. 2 outs in the inning, 2-0 the score. Henley is in the lead. Man on third base is Kevin Kelly as Jacob Cook comes set with the 1-1. Kicks, fires. That's a nice off-speed pitch, but great discipline at the plate by Howard to lay off. 2 balls and a strike now, and that looked good. You definitely catch me swinging at that pitch in batting practice for sure. Jacob Cook comes set with the 2-1. Kicks, fires, and that one is a fastball. Looked just a little bit outside. 3 balls and a strike. Jacob Cook has already walked 2 guys this inning. Those were the 2 leadoff hitters. Gavin Graham and Blaine Boersma led this game off with a pair of walks. Cook with the 3-1 misses high. That is the 3rd walk of the day. Puts runners at the corners now with 2 outs. And that walk, it's not the end of the world if Jacob Cook is able to get Owen Shane. Shane, the starting pitcher today for Henley, gets a chance at the dish before he gets a chance on the mound. Shane back on Wednesday, doubled in 2 runs. Other than that, was only 1 for 3 on the day. But Shane did have an RBI back on Wednesday. He's got a chance to do it here. First pitch to him is taken for a ball, I believe. The runner on first ended up moving. So Skylar Howard now in scoring position. That pitch, did it miss? It must have. No signal from our umpire, and our scorekeepers at Kiger Stadium don't quite know either. Looked to me like it was a strike. They're actually going to rule it a ball. So the second pitch to him is in the zone for a strike. Evens up the count at 1. Does Jacob Cook against Owen Shane. He is the 7th hitter in this Henley order to bat this inning. And that brings up on deck is Matt Douglas, but still Shane at the dish, the pitcher for the Hornets. Left-handed hitter. He is going to take ball 2. Looked a little bit high, maybe. I can live with that call. 2 balls and a strike to Owen Shane. Cook so far this inning, again, 3 walks, 1 base hit. 2 runs have come across, both of them earned. And a big hack at that one, Owen Shane. His eyes lit up on that high fastball, and that's how you get these Henley hitters. Worked a couple times back on Wednesday, just couldn't consistently hit that zone. But see if he can do it again as Jacob Cook gears up with the 2-2. He kicks, fires. That's a breaking ball, swung on and missed, but it's in the dirt. Coulter's going to have to make a play on it. The throw is high and into the outfield. That's going to allow Shane to move up to second. He's going to third. He's going to go home on a strikeout. They couldn't get it in the outfield. Owen Shane all the way home on a strikeout. Wow. That's a strikeout that scored 3 runs. 2 errors on the play, one the throwing error and one in right field as they tried to gather the baseball. So Shane struck out, but came around to score on the drop third strike. That brings up Matt Douglas. And if there's any silver lining, at least you deal with the bases empty now. If you're Jacob Cook, the first pitch into him will be low for a ball. Second strikeout of the day for Jacob Cook. 3 more runs come across. None of those 3 are earned, as Cook toes the rubber once again. Douglas is at the plate, the starting left fielder today. Douglas threw a couple innings back on Wednesday. I don't think he got the chance to hit, though, as Douglas not on my scorecard from on Wednesday. The pitch is outside. 2 balls and no strikes now. Still 2 outs in the inning. 5 runs have come across. 3 of them unearned and 3 of them coming on the last play. A strikeout from Owen Shane. He came all the way around to score. And Jacob Cook fires in the 2-0. That one misses low. As a matter of fact, I believe hit the batter. So Douglas gets a free pass. And that brings up Dylan Cernowski. Cernowski, the number 9 hitter in the order, and as a matter of fact, reached base 1 time back on Wednesday. It was an E3, so he was 0 for 1. He only batted once. It was towards the tail end of that ball game, getting a start here in right field. As Jacob Cook comes set, throws to first base. A nice move there by Cook, but Douglas is back safely. Just getting started here today from Kiger Stadium, but Henley's already got 5 runs in the first inning. That pitch in the dirt, but Coulter doing a nice job of staying in front of that one and not allowing Douglas to move from first to second. One ball, no strikes. Douglas a big lead off first. Cook decides to go to the plate with it, but the throw down to first from Coulter is not in time. Had Coulter thrown that on line, might have had a chance to get him, but was just behind the bag. As Coach Overstreet comes out to talk to his man on the mound out there. The count 2-0 with 2 outs in this inning. This game is brought to you in part by Les Schwab Tires. Having the right set of tires and wheels on your vehicle is just part of an essential safety checklist. That's why Les Schwab does more than install just tires and wheels. You can come on in for a free pre-trip safety check, and they're going to help make sure that everything is in working order. At Les Schwab Tires, they've been doing the right thing since 1952. The conference on the mound seems to be over. Cernowski has got a 2-0 count in his favor at the plate. Jacob Cook on the mound. Runner at first is Matt Douglas. Douglas has got a decent lead off of first. Cook fires in a ball. The throw down to first is not in time. Very close. Again, that's one of those things where it throws a little bit lower. You might be able to get Douglas leaning just a little bit. And if I'm Cook now, maybe I even try to throw over, even to go the count 3-0. Douglas has got such a big lead. There's daylight there, Cookie. You could throw him down. There's daylight, Jacob. You could throw him down. He's going to go over to first. He chooses a slow move. Ends up not getting him. That's going to keep Douglas back on his back foot, leaning towards the bag just enough to where Cook might not be able to get him this next time. It's still such a big lead. Cook goes to the plate. That one is going to be in there for, just misses the zone. Ends up being a walk. Runners at first and second. Back to the top of the order for Henley, as that's 5 walks in this inning for Jacob Cook. Back to the top of the order is Gavin Graham. Graham came around to score earlier this inning. Chance to do a little bit more damage. Runner in scoring position now. And you're going to see Jacob Cook come set. Looks like Cernowski's got himself a sizable lead off first. The pitch is lofted into right field. Going back for it is Getman. He's under it for the catch and the 3rd out of the inning. For Henley, 5 runs come across on 1 base hit in the inning. They leave 2 stranded. 2 errors committed for Klamath Union in this inning. We have our score of 5-0. Bottom of the first we go. You've got the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
If you're trying to lose some weight and get in shape, Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club is the best place to do it. Harbor has state-of-the-art equipment, plus certified personal trainers to help you achieve your goals safely and quickly. They also have indoor tennis and pickleball courts, and tons of group exercise classes to help you have fun while you get in shape. When you're done with your workout, stop by their smoothie bar to get a nutritious boost. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
We're into the bottom of the first inning from Kiger Stadium, the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com. Henley 5 runs in that inning. As a matter of fact, the errors, apologies there, accredited to Klamath Union. Henley had 1 hit in the inning, so that's the scoreboard that you're looking for there. That was from the top of the first inning. On the mound for Henley is Owen Shane, a left-hander. Haven't seen too much of Shane this year. He's going up a Klamath Union lineup that looks like this. Leading off and catching is Caden Coulter. Jacob Cook is pitching and batting second. Lincoln Peterson hits third at shortstop. In the cleanup hole is Garrett Short at third. Batting fifth is Colin Garrett in center field. Batting sixth is the second baseman Zeke Pena. Number 13, Tyson Mendoza is in left and batting seventh. Yuli Hernandez is batting eighth and at first base. And finally batting ninth is Nate Getman in right field as we're ready for the bottom half of the first inning. First pitch was high for a ball from Shane. The left-hander fires in another high pitch, 2 balls and no strikes to Caden Coulter, who got the nod to start back on Wednesday. He was the starting pitcher for KU, only lasted 2/3 of an inning, and then came in, played some shortstop, made a couple great plays there. As the 2-0 to him misses high, 3 balls and no strikes. And defensively, Caden Coulter is a guy you want to have in the lineup. Haven't seen too much of him with the stick yet, but I'm sure hitting leadoff, this is where Coach Overstreet wants him. The 3-0 to him is in there for a strike. He was taken all the way. It is in there, though, as on deck, Jacob Cook, the pitcher. He's looking to get some run support back this inning. 5-0, not an insurmountable lead, as the 3-1 coming from Shane is high for a ball. And if you're Klamath Union, that's exactly how you want to start things off, with a lead-off walk to Caden Coulter. That brings up Jacob Cook. Cook is a left-handed hitter, and Coach Overstreet down the third base line giving a couple signals. We'll see if Coulter's likely to run. He is the catcher, and they're leaving him out there to run for himself, which sometimes you'll see in high school baseball, not all the time. Takes an extra step off first. Shane is looking at him, and he is going to go home with the first pitch. Jacob Cook takes it for a strike. Tough to tell with Shane. He's a left-handed hitter, or a left-handed pitcher rather. Looks like he's got that move to first down. It's looking good like that. So it's up to Shane now to try to go after Jacob Cook. Shane lingers with that foot in the air. The pitch goes back to the backstop. That's going to allow Caden Coulter to move up to second base quite easily. He's up there standing, so that puts a runner at second. Now a ball and a strike to Jacob Cook. Chance to get one of these runs back early. A ball and a strike to Jacob Cook. Cook was 0 for the day back on Wednesday, as was much of this Klamath Union order. Cook takes an extravagant breaking ball for strike 2. There's not much you can do with that one from Shane. That was a great breaking pitch. Only 1 hit back on Wednesday for Klamath Union came off the bat of Tyson Mendoza, who today bats 7th. Cook only the second batter in the order. The 1-2 from Owen Shane. He kicks, he fires a breaking pitch that just misses outside, evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And again, Klamath Union, they've had trouble against Henley in the past couple of years. Over the time, back in 2017 was their last win. Came on April 11th, 2017. Jacob Cook takes a pitch outside for strike 3. That's the first out in the inning. First strikeout of the day for Owen Shane. That brings up Lincoln Peterson, the right-handed hitter. For Peterson last Wednesday, he struck out once and he was hit by a pitch twice. Peterson swings at that one and it ends up going to the backstop. Moving up from second to third is Caden Coulter. So now move that runner from second to third. I believe that was a swinging strike from Peterson. So Owen Shane looking to leave that runner stranded if he can, but for Klamath Union, a chance to get on the board in the first inning. That'd go a long way to trimming down this 5-0 lead that Henley has carved themselves out. Next pitch to Peterson is fouled back, 0-2. The catcher today for Henley is Kevin Kelly. At first, it's Tobias. Boersma's at second. Gavin Graham at short. Hunter Schwenk at third base, Cernowski in right, Howard in center, and Douglas in left. The 0-2 pitch from Shane comes in and is high and in. That looked like it might have hit him, but as a matter of fact, it didn't. A ball and 2 strikes to Lincoln Peterson. Peterson playing a little bit of football as well, a wide receiver, as that season just ended a little while ago. Just a couple weeks ago, as a matter of fact. That is an extravagant breaking pitch from Shane again. He's thrown that thing twice now, and it's gotten Klamath Union hitters looking twice. And, as a fan of KU, at some point you just have to tip your cap at a great pitch. And that curveball, man, it breaks about 3 feet. In high school, that is quite a bit, and that's a great pitch from Owen Shane. But stepping into the box now, Garrett Short, looking to bring home that run from third. That is a pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike one. The runner at third is Caden Coulter. Coulter was aboard as the leadoff hitter this inning via a walk. The left-handed throwing Shane comes set, kicks, and fires in strike two. Shane looks to have found his rhythm a bit, which is scary for these KU hitters. Short behind of the count, 0-2. And looking to drive in the run from third. Would go a long way in this inning. The 0-2 to Garrett Short. He swings and he shoves one out to the pitcher's mound. Shane fields it, makes the play, a beautiful play to end the inning. Klamath Union, no runs, no hits. They do leave one runner stranded. No errors committed in the inning. The score still 5-0. Henley's in the lead. To the top of the second we go. You've got the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Thanks, kiddo.
Give everyone peace of mind on the road. Swing by or book online. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com. Top of the second inning, the score 5-0. Henley is in the lead. Due up this half inning for the Hornets, Blaine Boersma, Hunter Schwenk, and Kevin Kelly. That's 2, 3, 4 in the Hornet order. Still out there on the mound is Jacob Cook. He pitched a fine first inning. You look at the score, 5-0. Only 2 of those runs are earned against Jacob Cook. 3 of them came around to score after he struck someone out. A strikeout and 2 errors on the same play allowed 3 runs to come across against Jacob Cook. So you look at what he's done so far this game, and you're not too mad if you're Coach Michael Overstreet. In fact, you're not mad at all. 2 runs against the Henley order is a decent first inning. The first pitch to Boersma misses wide for a ball. And Jacob Cook, the key for him again. I had the pleasure to talk with Jacob Cook a little bit yesterday over a couple text messages, and Cook was saying, I just want to go out there, I want to throw some strikes, and we just got to focus defensively. And that's what he tried to do in the first. It could have worked out better for him, I think, but I think he's okay with where he's at heading into this top of the second inning. 2 balls and no strikes, the count to Boersma. Cook is coming set. He throws in a nice fastball that's fouled back up to the press box here at Kiger Stadium. Got a couple familiar faces up there. Nice to see everyone back out again for baseball season. Here at Kiger, always familiar faces, and it doesn't matter what time of year it is, whether it's high school baseball, whether it's Oregon Tech baseball. The 2-1 pitch ends up going back to the backstop. 3 balls and a strike now to Boersma. But it doesn't matter what time of year it is. Again, Oregon Tech baseball could be that. Could be Legion baseball, the Klamath Falls Falcons in the summer. Always great to see some familiar faces out here at Kiger Stadium. And it has seen a lot of faces over the years, built all the way back in 1948. As that is a pitch that lands just over the first baseman's head and is going to roll out into right field. The 3-1 pitch was fought off by Boersma. He finds himself on base with a single. And that brings up Hunter Schwenk. Schwenk awaiting his signal from Coach Adam Randall in his second year coaching, but his third year as a Henley coach. Let me explain myself. His third year actually getting to coach, his second year actually getting to coach the team. Last year would have been his second had we played a season. Of course, due to COVID, it was canceled. So technically in his third year, but only the second year that he's coached this team. Came from Bend, I believe, before that. Coached them to a nice few winning seasons. Hunter Schwenk is at the plate. Jacob Cook is going to go to first. That looked a little bit wobbly from Jacob, but it was a good pick move for him. As Schwenk at the plate, he reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. First pitch into him is fouled back, 0-1. On deck after Schwenk is Kevin Kelly, and taking a big lead off of first. Jacob Cook is going to go to first and back safely. 0-1 the count to Hunter Schwenk. So we take a look ahead for Henley. After this series with Klamath Union wraps up tonight, the Hornets are going to be on the road at North Valley on Wednesday. The pitch is wide and taking off from first, heading to second, getting in there safely. A ball and a strike to Schwenk now. On deck, Kevin Kelly singled in a run his last time. He's having himself quite the series. Jacob Cook comes set and kicks, fires. That one is going to miss outside. Cook having to finish these pitches. 2 balls and a strike now to Hunter Schwenk. Cook has already walked 5 guys on the day. Scratch that 4. One of them was a hits batsman. He's got 2 strikeouts as well. 2 earned runs on the day. A couple of base hits against him. Cook comes set to Schwenk. Kicks, fires. That one swung on, fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's all Jacob Cook needs to do, right? Just throw a few strikes in there. He'll be taken care of, hopefully, by his defense. And not a bad day so far on the mound for Cook by any means, even though the score might tell you different if you're just tuning in. Klamath Union allowing 5 runs in that first inning. Only 2 of them earned against Jacob Cook as he comes set now with the 2-2 home to Hunter Schwenk. The pitch, it is a breaking ball. Schwenk well out in front of that one, so Cook had the right idea there. That was a good pitch call, but Schwenk good enough to foul it off towards the Henley dugout. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to Schwenk, the third baseman for Henley. And the Hornets after this have got the North Valley Knights next week, a chance to hopefully pick up a few wins there for the Hornets. As you know, this is a Klamath Union broadcast, and we won't hide that. There might be a little bit bias on my side as that pitch is popped up, should be out of play, and it is. As you can see here, by the way, we'll talk about this in a second. They're moving around the bleachers here at Kiger Stadium, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But my point was that even though, I follow KU around all season long, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, whatever it is, I'd say I'm a fan of this team. Try to stay as impartial as I can, but also here in the Basin, we've got some other folks to root for as well. It's always nice when our Basin teams are winning. For example, Mazama football winning the state championship not too long ago. Was rooting for that. I could say that's fair. Always love the Henley baseball team. Coach Randall's got a great program over there, and there's no animosity, I think, between these two programs, really. Jacob Cook moves to second base. And nothing doing there. The tag is applied, but Boersma is back safe. So we'll root for Henley when they travel over the hill to visit North Valley. Klamath Union's Jacob Cook with the 2-2 pitch. That one is lined into left center field. That one will likely bring home a run, and it will. The throw in from the outfield is a little bit wild, but an RBI single for Hunter Schwenk. Six to nothing the score now after that run comes in to score. And that brings up Kevin Kelly. Kelly has been a dangerous hitter this series for Henley, as 6 RBIs already in this series. 4 came on a grand slam, on Wednesday, and he also had another RBI, just sort of a single back on Wednesday. That pitch ends up going back to the backstop, and heading from second to third was Hunter Schwenk. He's now in there safely at third base. Ball, no strikes to Kevin Kelly. Again, the grand slam for Kelly in the second inning back on Wednesday really busted the game wide open for those Hornets. The 1-0 to him now is in the dirt. Coulter doing a nice job of blocking it there. 2-0 now. And again, it is worth mentioning, you look at the score, 23-1 against Henley last week. That grand slam from Kevin Kelly. And as I look at my scorecard from yesterday, all the guys he drove in back on Wednesday got aboard via walks, and that's how you make them pay for walks if you're Kevin Kelly. 3 balls and no strikes now after that one was wide. But KU, again, still plenty to work on, and they know it. And that's the good thing. You know where you're at as a team, as Coulter sort of comes out on the mound, tries to comfort Jacob Cook. Good relationship between those guys. They play a couple sports together. I believe Coulter is also on the soccer team. No, he plays football. Jacob Cook is on the soccer team, and he also plays a little bit of basketball in the winter. Which, by the way, basketball, the Oregon Health Authority says that we can play it as long as we opt in. I'm sure Klamath Union basketball going to be opting in. They've been working quite a long time to get that season ready. Cook was back on the mound. The 3-0 is high, and will go in the books as a walk to Kelly. Now 6 walks given up by Jacob Cook, and a runner coming in. And that brings up Dylan Tobias to the plate. 2 runners on, nobody out, first and second. First and third, rather, not first and second. My apologies there for the scoreboard. Runners at first and third, Dylan Tobias. He is 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out earlier in this game back in the first inning. That pitch gets back to the backstop. It looks like, he will come in to score. The score now 7-0 as Hunter Schwenk stepping on home to extend Henley's lead. That'll go in the books as a pass ball. So an unearned run against Jacob Cook, but it does come in to score. That's believe 7 runs total. Our scoreboard here says 8. Has a run come in to score already this inning? And it has. So yes, my mistake. 8-0 is the score. And runner at second. Of those 8 runs coming in to score, 3 earned against Cook. Pitch high, 2-0. Into the box now, still Tobias. 3-0. Tobias 0 for 1 on the day, struck out back in the first. Has not seen a strike this at bat. Jacob Cook comes set. The 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. 3-1. On deck, Skylar Howard. As it looks like we've got some movement in the Klamath Union bullpen. I believe that is Garlett's warming up. Three balls and a strike to Tobias. He's the first baseman for Henley today. Cook kicks, fires. That one swung on and missed. The throw down to third was moving and in there safely. Heads up base running by Henley there. Puts Kelly at third. Tobias now in a 3-2 count. Again, struck out earlier today. Chance for Cook to record the first out of this inning. Would go a long way into trying to get his boys back to the dish. That one ends up missing just inside. No, I believe it was a drop third strike that Coulter ended up tagging him with. So my mistake there. That's a strikeout. First out in the inning. Second time that Tobias has struck out today. 3 total for Cook. Brings up Skylar Howard. Howard walked back in the first and came around to score back in that first inning. Is a little bit of a conference on the mound out there. And on deck after Howard is Shane. 8-0 the score. I believe it's 7. I'm looking at the scoreboard. I got to recount my runs because as of right now, I've got 7 runs coming in to score. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's a line drive to Hernandez. Hits off his glove. The race to first is won by Howard. And that's a curious one to me to score. Because line drive hit off the glove. It's a tough play to make, and then it ended up being beat out in the infield. We're going to go ahead and say that was an E3. Another error committed for Klamath Union. 3 on the day for him in my books, and that steps in Owen Shane. He struck out back in the first inning. Runner is moving from first. Howard dives in safely. He's now at second. So by my count, there's 7 runs. Scoreboard here says, there's 8. Scoreboard here says 9. I think either I'm one behind or they're one ahead. We're going to go ahead and say the score is 8-0 from my scorecard here as Shane, 2 balls and a strike to him now. Of those 8 runs, 3 of them earned against Jacob Cook. 2 balls and a strike now. Move to second. Cook decides to hold on to it, not throw it into center field or down to second base. On deck after Shane is Matt Douglas. Cook kicks, fires that one in the dirt. Coulter couldn't corral it. 3 balls and 1 strike now as the runner from second now moving up to third. That's Howard. he's in good position to try to score here. But Cook just has to focus on his man at the plate. At this point, you're down by 8 runs. You just got to focus on throwing strikes, and this has been the plague of Klamath Union so far this season. They put themselves in decent position to hang around in a ball game and then end up walking a couple. They come around to score, and that's been the issue this season, as a big swing and a miss and a strikeout to Owen Shane. 4 strikeouts on the day for Jacob Cook, and that's a great number for him. And then you look at 6 walks, a couple of base hits. Cook is not having a bad day by any means. He's just hoping to clean it up. As that one bounces the dirt, a wild pitch back to the backstop, and that will bring in Skylar Howard, who reached on an error earlier this inning. Now, by my count, that's 9 runs. Again, scoreboard here says 10. I've counted 9. And either way, Klamath Union is down by a bundle here in the top of the second inning. 2 outs, nobody on. The 1-0 to Douglas is taken high. 2 balls and no strikes. On deck after Douglas is Cernowski. Cook kicks, fires. That one looks to be an off-speed pitch, but it was still high. 3 balls and no strikes to him. Last time Douglas was at the plate, he was hit by a pitch low on the foot. See what Cook can come with now. Just needs to find the strike zone. The bases are empty. Cook pitches, misses high. That is a free pass to Douglas. Pardon me. 7 free passes issued by Jacob Cook on the day. Part that with four errors. 11 free passes on the day for Klamath Union. That one's popped up in the infield. Jacob Cook is going to call everyone off and make the catch himself to end the inning. For Henley, 3 runs in the inning on 2 base hits. They leave 1 runner stranded, 2 errors in the inning for Klamath Union. We've got a score of 9-0 heading to the bottom half of the second inning. You've got the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
It's tax time, and Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Klamath Falls will help you make the most of your refund. Double down! Bring us your tax refund, and we'll double it to use towards your down payment on your new vehicle purchase. And right now, choose from more new trucks and SUVs than ever, and available 0% APR financing for up to 72 months. If you live here, you get it! Double your down payment during Ram Truck Month, only at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Klamath Falls.
Getting ready for the bottom of the second inning, live from Kiger Stadium. You got Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com. Owen Shane, the man on the mound for Henley, due up this inning for Klamath Union. The 5-6-7 hitters, that's Colin Garrett, Zeke Pena, and Tyson Mendoza. For Klamath Union in the top half of the second, 4 runs came across against them. Only one of them earned that inning against Jacob Cook. There was a bit of movement in the Klamath Union bullpen. I believe that was Garlitz who was throwing, so we'll see what happens when KU goes back on defense. Although a chance now to try to chip into this lead a little bit if you're Colin Garrett leading things off for Klamath Union here. The first pitch from Shane is a breaking ball that finds the zone. 0-1 against Colin Garrett. Garrett 0 for on the day. I believe that was 0 for 3 back on Wednesday. The second pitch is swung on and missed, 0-2. Garrett was one of the many Klamath Union hitters who was left with a goose egg back on Wednesday. As a matter of fact, for Garrett, though, he did walk 3 times. Looking at my scorebook, he walked in all 3 plate appearances back on Wednesday. So at least he was getting on base, and when you're Klamath Union, you need base runners, especially when you're down by this much early in the game. Get them on, get them over, and get them in. As that pitch is taken for strike 3. Third strikeout of the day for Shane. That brings up Zeke Pena. Pena, another guy who was 0 for on the day, but for Pena, as he looks at the first pitch, low for a ball. Pena struck out and was hit by a pitch in his 2 plate appearances back on Wednesday. He didn't get a chance to bat a third time as Klamath Union was mercy ruled through 5 innings. That pitch is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Again, Pena was hit by a pitch, and if you're Klamath Union, man, you are going to take base runners any way you can get them. 2 balls and no strikes to count to Pena. Owen Shane from the windup. Kicks, fires, that one swung on and missed. A good hard fastball in the zone. Zeke took a great cut at things, just right through it though. 2 balls and a strike against Zeke Pena. Shane eyeing down his man, waves off a couple pitches, shakes his head. He finds one he likes, comes through with a fastball, and Pena swings and misses at that one as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Shane works his way back into the count. He's looking for a strikeout. The 2-2 coming from Owen Shane. Zeke Pena awaits it. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts to start this inning for Owen Shane. Four on the game for him. That brings up Tyson Mendoza. Mendoza, the lone Klamath Union hitter with a hit the other day. And it came with this, pardon me, Tyson Mendoza did not get the lone hit. It was actually Yuli Hernandez who is on deck. So apologies there as Mendoza swings and misses at strike 1. As we look at Mendoza's day back on Wednesday, he struck out twice, 0 for 2. And the 0-1 coming from Shane is in the zone for strike 2. Shane is doing a great job of throwing strikes now. That's all you have to do if you're Henley. And if you're Klamath Union, try to put the ball in play. Make something happen. The 0-2 coming from Owen Shane from the windup. He kicks, he throws. That is a breaking ball gone down looking. Striking out the side, Owen Shane. 1, 2, 3 go the Pelicans. No runs, no hits, no runners left as we head to the top half of the 3rd inning. You've got the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
We're getting ready for the 3rd inning. Apologies there for the microphone as I get a little bit chilly out here at Kiger Stadium. Had to put on my own sweatshirt. As I said, game time today, we started at about 70 degrees according to my phone. Just a little bit chillier now from Kiger Stadium as Jacob Cook heads into his 3rd inning of work. He's got the top of the Henley order. That's Graham, Boersma, and Schwenk due up. Cook starting him off with a nice strike 1. Again, for Klamath Union, Garlitz is warming up in the pin, so we'll see how long of a leash Jacob Cook has this inning as that one bounces to the plate, a ball and a strike. Guy warming up in the pin, Dean Garlitz, threw back on Wednesday. As it's a ball and a strike to Graham. Still Cook on the mound, the left-handed thrower. He has struck out 4 guys on the day. He has given up all 9 of these runs, although just 3 of them earned. He comes with a breaking ball that misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 from Cook. That one's popped up, staying in the infield. It's called off and caught at short, put away by Peterson for the first out of the inning. That's what you like to see if you're Jacob Cook. That brings up Blaine Boersma. Boersma so far today, he walked in the first, singled, came around to score in the second. As he steps into the box now with one away. Jacob Cook looking to get out of this inning unscathed. It'd go a long way for KU. And the pitch is in the dirt, bounces to the backstop, 1-0. Boersma so far in the series, again, one hit today. He had 2 base hits back on Wednesday, along with 2 RBIs. A ball and no strikes to Boersma. That one will come inside, but it's in the zone, just on the inside part of the plate. Boersma danced out of the way of it, but our umpire, home plate umpire this evening, Van Horn, calling that one a strike. Looked like a good pitch to me as well. 1-1, going home to Boersma. Cook pitching out of the stretch, kicks, fires. That one misses high. 2-1. On deck, Hunter Schwenk has got himself an RBI today. Make that 2 RBIs today. 1 in the first and 1 last inning in the second. But right now, Blaine Boersma, who again is 1 for 1 on the day, walked in the first, got a base hit last inning. He's down on the count, ahead in the count rather, 2-1. He runs into one, sends it out into center field, and calling everyone off is Garrett. He will make the catch for the second out of the inning. Great play by Garrett in center. 2 away now for Henley. And that brings up Hunter Schwenk. Schwenk, again, a pair of RBIs today. And last time out got 2 RBIs, so 4 on the series for him. As he singled back in the second and brought in a run on a fielder's choice in the first. First pitch was a ball to him. The next pitch coming in to Schwenk is swung on and missed for strike 1. That was a good hard fastball coming in from Cook. Jacob has struck out 4. He has walked 7. The 1-1 coming home to Schwenk. That one is high. Schwenk looked like he wanted to swing at that one, but just a bit too high in the zone. Decided against it as Garlitz is going to head on back to the dugout from the bullpen. Jacob Cook looks like he might get out of the inning, but don't want to speak too soon. The 2-1 to Schwenk is swung on and missed for strike 2. As Cook looks to be finding his groove just a little bit out there. When Jacob Cook gets a look in his eye, man, it doesn't matter if it's soccer, baseball, football, basketball, whatever he's playing, he's dangerous. The 2-2 coming home to Schwenk, swung on and missed. Jacob Cook sets him down swinging. That's the third and final out in this inning. No runs, no hits, no runners left for Henley. We head to the bottom half of the third. Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
It's tax time, and Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Klamath Falls will help you make the most of your refund. Double down! Bring us your tax refund, and we'll double it to use towards your down payment on your new vehicle purchase. And right now, choose from more new trucks and SUVs than ever, and available 0% APR financing for up to 72 months. If you live here, you get it! Double your down payment during Ram Truck Month, only at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Klamath Falls.
And at the bottom of the third inning, the score still 9-0 in favor of the Henley Hornets. Bottom of the order due up for Klamath Union. It's Yuli Hernandez, Nate Getman, and Caden Coulter. The 8-9-1 hitters due up for KU in this inning. Yuli Hernandez, the lone man to get a base hit back on Wednesday. He also drove in the only run of the game against the Hornets. He was responsible for the 1 in the score of 23-1 back on Wednesday. So hoping to get a rally started for KU as they seem to have found something at the end of that, at the top half of this inning defensively. couple nice plays in the outfield, one at shortstop, and then Jacob Cook striking out the third batter for Henley to go 1-2-3. That's the first time Klamath Union that I've seen him so far this year set down a team in order. Yuli Hernandez steps into the box. Owen Shane still on the mound. The first pitch is fouled back for strike one. So Hernandez, like I said, finished 1 for 2 back on Wednesday with 1 RBI. His one other at-bat was a ground ball to third. Rolled him up in a 5-3. 0-1 to Hernandez coming from Shane. Shane from the windup. That's a pitch in the dirt, swung on and missed from Hernandez. And Shane has done a great job today of moving the ball around the zone. He's not throwing too much up in the zone, but he's moving well inside and out and keeping the ball down, and that's why he has 5 strikeouts today. He's done a great job at that. 0-2 to Hernandez from Shane. That pitch is a changeup in the dirt. Strike 3, the throw down to first is in time for the strikeout and the putout. First down this inning, 6 strikeouts on the day for Shane. That brings up Nate Getman. Getman making his first appearance with the Pelicans today. He was on the team a couple weeks ago. Talked to Getman just before game time today. Said he didn't get too much time to play any games, but he has been practicing with the team. But his first appearance with the Pels coming right now. The first pitch to Getman from Shane is in the dirt for a ball. And the throwback goes a little bit wild out to the shortstop. Graham making a nice play, keeping the ball in the infield. Gavin Graham, a great shortstop for these Henley Hornets, though. Boy, you talk about him. He has got a gold glove out there for sure. And to see him develop since he was a freshman, oh man, he has come a long way on the defense. The offense was always there for Graham. But now on the defensive side of the ball, was playing a little bit of third base a couple years ago, has moved over to third, and man, has he flourished there. The pitch into Getman missed low, so the count 2-0 as we get ready for the next pitch from Shane to Getman. He takes that one low, 3 balls and no strikes now. As you can hear the wind kind of picking up in my microphone if you listen close enough as the overcast clouds start to set in. We should be dry all game long, although possibly snow and rain this weekend in the Klamath Basin, as it's 3-1 now to Getman as that last pitch found the zone for a strike. Shane now with the 3-1. That one is low. Getman gets aboard with a walk. Just what you want if you're KU. Doesn't matter how they get there, just get some guys on base. I said it last inning. Get them on, get them over, get them in. Try to continue to have base runners. You can't hit a 9-run home run, but you can definitely hit a 2-run double if you're Klamath Union eventually. As the first pitch to Coulter is low in the zone for low out of the zone rather for a ball. Coulter walked his last time up. He is not had an official at bat today. Hitting the first inning, he is our leadoff hitter today and the catcher for the Pelicans. As Owen Shane comes from the stretch, he's eyeing down Getman. Shane goes to the dish. That one is low for ball 2. Making the catcher Kelly work a little bit, and Kelly will go out and talk with his man out there on the mound. Just trying to calm him down a little bit. Shane doesn't want to let this get too far away from him, but it looks like he doesn't want to hear it. Kevin Kelly heads on back to his station behind home plate, and we are ready to resume play, it looks like. The count 2-0 to Caden Coulter. Klamath Union Pelicans trail 9-0 against Henley here in the bottom of the third inning. The 2-0 misses high and in, 3 balls and no strikes to Caden Coulter. Still no movement in the Henley bullpen, so Coach Adam Randall is going to rock with Owen Shane. In the meantime, he has thrown 6 of his last 7 pitches have been balls as Getman gets back to first base after the move. See if Shane can find the zone. Of course, if you're Klamath Union, you'll take a walk. You'd love to get a base hit, though. Move a couple guys over. The 3-0 is in the zone. Taken all the way was Coulter on that one. Schwenk has walked 2 already today. Make that 3 as that one misses inside. Coulter's walked twice today now, and that is 3 walks on the afternoon for Schwenk. Puts a runner in scoring position now for Jacob Cook, the pitcher, looking to help himself out just a little bit, although if he's able to get on base anyway, that would go a long way against a team like Henley. Cook did strike out his last time, and back on Wednesday, looked at it, he struck out once there and also flew out. He did walk in the 3rd inning on Wednesday, as that pitch is outside for ball 1. And again, the wind, as I say, it's picking up a little bit today. The wind pretty much always blows out to right center field here at Kiger Stadium. Sometimes it'll blow out to dead center, but generally stays on the right side of the field as the second pitch to Jacob Cook is fouled back, evens the count at 1. So here at Kiger Stadium, it's 325 to either pole, 350 to left and right center, and if you go dead center, it's 385 along the wood fence. And pretty much the wind blowing out just over the 350 sign in right center field. The 1-1 is taken for a strike, 1-2. Schwenk puts a lot of movement on that breaking pitch, is able to find the zone there. On deck after Cook is Lincoln Peterson, as we get towards the middle of the KU order. The 1-2 from Schwenk. Cook takes it high, evens the count at 2. Last time, Henley starting pitcher, only going 2 innings. So as Schwenk enters his 3rd inning of work, has already pitched longer than the starter did back on Wednesday. Cook fights off the 2-strike pitch to go foul. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cook has got himself a big swing. I haven't seen him run into one since this summer when he was playing in the Klamath Falls Falcons. I saw him get a few base hits when he was playing there, and boy, when Cook runs into one, he can send you a seed out into the outfield. It's just a matter of connecting for him. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cook. The move back to second. Getman gets in there safely, but the throw ends up in center field. Getman's going to advance to third and is in there safely. Mark that an E1 on the throw. So Getman is at third. Still at first is Coulter. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count to the man at the plate, Jacob Cook. Schwenk kicks, fires, throws one high, but that one's a ground ball to second. Boersma flips to short for 1, and on the back end, no good, but Jacob Cook does drive in 1 run. Cook with an RBI on the fielder's choice. 1 out in the inning is Coulter, and Getman came around to score. So Cook helping himself out a little bit, giving him the RBI, brings up Lincoln Peterson. He's now the only runner on base with 1 out in the inning. First pitch is in the dirt. 2 outs in the inning. The other one came with a strikeout to lead off the inning, so apologies there. So still 2 outs, and a run did come across for Klamath Union. Move to first, ends up down the line. Jacob Cook is going to be able to advance to second. Cook might end up going to third. He's going to stay put. And Coach Randall coming out of the dugout now. Looks like to probably try to talk to his pitcher, Schwenk. That's the second time that's happened in back-to-back throws to the base. He tried to pick off Getman at second and did that one up in center field. He just tried to do the same thing to Cook at first, and that one ended up along the baseline heading into right field. A ball, no strikes. 2 outs to Peterson. Peterson's 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out back in the first inning. Chance to drive in a run, though, with the man in scoring position being Jacob Cook. Schwenk looking to find what pitch he wants to throw. Kelly Not on the same page, it seems like. A couple shakes off. That one will miss high. 2 balls and no strikes. As Shane, I've come to notice, will easily shake off Kelly behind the mound. He only throws what he wants to, and credit pitcher for doing that sometimes, but other times gets you into a little bit of trouble, as Shane has walked 3 guys today. That one will miss low. Cook is on the move as that pitcher's in the dirt. The throw ends up into left field. Jacob Cook is going to be able to come around to score. The throw home is not in time. Jacob Cook gets in standing, and now a 3-ball count to Lincoln Peterson as Cook comes around to score on another error. That's 3 errors in this inning for Henley. And 2 runs have come across to score. And that one is a strike to Peterson. 3 balls and a strike. As Shane, who has given up 2 runs, again, neither of them earned, has still also yet to give up a base hit today. That looked to be a check swing held up in time. And a walk for Peterson. That brings up Garrett Short. Short looking to do a little bit of something here. If he could put a ball in the gap, he could definitely make things interesting in this game. Peterson on first. Short, who's 0 for 1 on the day, steps in, hitting from the left side. Against Shane, the left-handed hitter. Still no one up in the pin for Henley. Short is going to take a pitch outside for strike 1. The 0-1 coming up from Shane. Peterson a decent lead off first. That pitch comes in to the strike zone. A nice breaking ball from Shane, who was able to find it that time. No balls and 2 strikes to Garrett Short. On deck, should he get the chance this inning, is Colin Garrett. But 0-2 to Short. Looks down. Shane eyeing down Peterson at first. He's going to go home with it. That pitch swung on and missed. Garrett Short, but 2 runs do come across in this inning for Klamath Union. They leave 1 stranded. 3 errors in the inning for Henley. That's how we get our score of 9-2 as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Live, the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on MyBasin.com.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Thanks, kiddo.
Give everyone peace of mind on the road. Swing by or book online. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Top of the 4th inning in the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on MyBasin.com. Jacob Cook entering his 4th inning of work. He was the starting pitcher today. He's gone the longest. I think a KU starter has gone all season long. And Cook, so far today, again, you see the 9 runs, but only 3 of them earned against him. He's pitched a good game so far, I think, as he's struck out 5 guys. He has walked 7, which is the lone blemish, I think, today. As Hunter Schwenk is at the dish now. He's even in the count, a ball and a strike. That one should find the zone, a ball and 2 strikes. Schwenk so far today has 2 RBIs. He reached on a fielder's choice in the first. He singled in the second, came around to score. And that one fouled back. Schwenk fighting off the 1-2 pitch rather. As you look ahead for KU, as again tonight they finish up the 3-game series with Henley. Next time out they are on the road against Hidden Valley. Then a week from tonight they host the Mustangs of Hidden Valley right here at Kiger Stadium. A ball and 2 strikes to Schwenk. That pitch ends up outside, 2-2. Cook kicks, fires to Schwenk. That one misses high, runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. On deck after Schwenk is Kevin Kelly, then Dylan Tobias. The 3-4-5 hitters due up for Henley in this inning. The full count pitch coming home to Schwenk is swung on and fouled back. A nice fastball from Jacob Cook. Again, Cook, his last start came last Wednesday against Phoenix. So he's had about a week of rest. He threw a little bit against Phoenix on Saturday, but his last start was last Wednesday. He only went about 1 1/3 innings, and quite a few runs gave up as it's a high strike 3. Gets him swinging as Hunter Schwenk goes down. And that is Cook's 5th strikeout on the day. His apologies there. I had my count mixed wrong. But that is Cook's 5th strikeout on the day. Brings up Kevin Kelly, who has got 6 RBIs in this series. Looking to get on base for the Hornets here. He hits a ground ball hard to short. That's picked up. Thrown on to first. Hernandez has to jump for it, but he gets to the KU dugout as Peterson threw that one just a bit high. If Hernandez might have been 2 inches taller, he might have been able to get to that one. But instead, Kevin Kelly reaches on an E6 to start this 4th inning with 1 out. 4 errors on the day for KU after that one. That'll be a little bit frustrating for Jacob Cook, but you take your lumps and you move on with it. And it looks like our home plate umpire walking towards the Henley dugout. I'm not quite sure what it is. And I think they're arguing that maybe Hernandez interfered on the base paths. That's the only thing I could really think. But he went up for the ball. He's playing the sport. That's not interference in my book. Coach Randall, he's having his conversation, and I think that's about the end of it. Coach Randall, again, in his 2nd year actually coaching at Henley, his 3rd year overall, he would have coached last year. But again, that season didn't end up happening due to COVID. Came from Bend a couple years ago. Coached Henley in his 1st year all the way up to the state championship game where they ended up losing to Banks on their way to the Triple Crown. As Cook tries to throw over to first, but instead Kevin Kelly is going to end up moving all the way up to second after an errant throw from Cook. Puts the runner at second now. Marked down in the books is an E1 on the throwing error from Cook, and Dylan Tobias at the plate. Tobias today 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts. Cook comes home to him, a nice breaking pitch. Coulter keeps it in front of him, but that one did bounce the plate. Ball 1. 9-2 the score. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Game 1 of a doubleheader this evening. I'll only be here for the first game. If you want to come on out for the second game, you're more than welcome to. We're here at Kiger Stadium. And still a few seats I see available in the grandstand, although unsure how they're doing capacity tonight. But glad that you're with us for Game 1 of 2, this doubleheader tonight. Klamath Union wrapping up their season series with the Henley Hornets. Jacob Cook, the 1-0 home. That one a hard ground ball to Zeke Pena at second. The throw on to first is in time for the 2nd out of the inning. Jacob Cook, he's excited about that one, man. He's clapping his hands out there, as he should be. That is a nice put out there by Pena. 2nd out of the inning. Brings up Skyler Howard. He's walked and reached on an error. Both times he came around to score. And with a runner at third and 2 outs, Jacob Cook looking to get out of yet another inning in a row without giving up a run. That'd go a long way for KU as they put up 2 runs last inning. First pitch to Howard is in the dirt. Coulter blocks it, loses it for a second. Luckily, Kelly is going to stay at third base. That one will go in the books as a ball. Howard is ahead in the count 1-0. You look at Cook today as he comes with the 1-0. That one will find the zone. Ball and a strike. Again, I keep going back to the runs that have been scored versus the earned runs against Jacob Cook. Even in that, that's an impressive number. It's 9-3, only 3 earned runs, but Cook has only allowed 2 base hits today. 3 base hits today, rather. And that's arguably an even more impressive stat against a very, very good Henley Hornets team. Now, again, he has walked 7, but still, look at the base hits. He has done a nice job keeping Henley base runners where they are, not allowing too many doubles, triples, and the like, which also plagued Klamath Union back on Wednesday. 3 balls and a strike to Skylar Howard. Again, he's 0 for 1 on the day. That pitch in will find the zone, runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs in the inning, 9-2 the score. Henley leads. Runner on third is Kevin Kelly. On deck, should he get the chance, is Owen Shane. The full count pitch coming home is low in the dirt. That will be a walk and a runner to first for Howard. 8th walk of the day for Jacob Cook. That brings up Owen Shane, who has struck out twice today. Jacob Cook looking for his way out of this jam. So it looks like there might be some kind of play through the infield as Coulter came out, gave a couple signals. We'll see what KU changes here, as it looks like the middle infield is cheating a little bit towards second base, although they don't need a double play here. They just need the 1. As Owen Shane steps in, he's the pitcher for Henley. Again, 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out twice. Jacob Cook decides to step off. Douglas is on deck should he get the chance this inning. Jacob Cook comes set, taking off from first and heading to second. There is... No, apparently what happened was it looked like Coulter was going to throw down to second, instead threw it hard back to Cook to try to get the runner. That was a good play drawn up by Coach Overstreet. You'll see teams do that sometimes, but ended up not working out in KU's favor as Kelly stayed put at third. Puts 2 runners in scoring position, though, with 2 outs in the inning. The first pitch yet to been thrown to Shane. That one ends up missing outside, so Shane is ahead in the count, of ball and no strikes. The runner at second is Skylar Howard. Over at third is Kevin Kelly. Howard reached via a walk, and Kelly reached on an error earlier this inning. That's a nice breaking pitch from Cook. Finds the zone, a ball and a strike now to Shane. And for Cook, only 3 base hits given up all day. He's got a free base at first if he needs to use it. That pitch ends up bouncing off our home plate umpire, going wild. A run does come in to score. And that will make it 10-2. Runner at third now is Howard. Kelly came in to score. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Shane. And that one is grounded over to third. Hernandez takes on a bounce, will take it to first himself, and that will end the inning. 1 run comes across for Henley, 1 runner left on, no base hits, no errors in the inning for Klamath Union. Our score as we head to the bottom of the 4th is 10-2. Henley's in the lead. You got the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week right here on mybasin.com.
If you're trying to lose some weight and get in shape, Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club is the best place to do it. Harbor has state-of-the-art equipment, plus certified personal trainers to help you achieve your goals safely and quickly. They also have indoor tennis and pickleball courts, and tons of group exercise classes to help you have fun while you get in shape. When you're done with your workout, stop by their smoothie bar to get a nutritious boost. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
Bottom of the fourth inning we go. The score 10-2. Henley's in the lead. Due up this inning for KU, Colin Garrett, Zeke Pena, and Tyson Mendoza. As that's in there for strike two. Appreciate you being with us today as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Again, 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for KU as they try to claw their way back into this game. Swing and a miss for strike three. First out in the inning. It's Colin Garrett. That's 8 strikeouts on the day for Shane. In steps Zeke Pena, who was one of those 8 casualties earlier on in the game. He takes one wide for ball one. Pena for the series is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch back on Wednesday. Only had one official at-bat in which he struck out. 2 balls and no strikes to him after that high miss from Shane. The left-hander from the windup misses low. 3 balls and no strikes. Shane, along with striking out 8, has walked 4 today. In danger of making that 5 to Zeke Pena, who's got some wheels coming off of first if Klamath Union decides to use them. The 3-0 pitch is taken high for ball 4. A walk for Pena, 5 walks on the day for Shane, and I still don't see anyone warming up in that Henley bullpen, but probably for the best for Henley. Both of these starters have found themselves in a bit of trouble, but both of them have found their way out of trouble just as easily today. You look at the score, 10-2, only 4 of those runs earned against Jacob Cook, so this game might be quite different without a couple walks mixed in there, or without a couple errors mixed in there, sorry. Both these pitchers are dealing the ball quite well. Tyson Mendoza steps in. He takes one low for a ball. The second pitch coming to Mendoza is also low. Kelly blocks it, but Zeke Pena takes off, slides in there in safely. The ball goes into center field. Pena takes off from second, heads to third, and is in there standing up safely. Two balls and no strikes now to Mendoza. Pena moved up to third on the error. And that one is taken on the outside part of the plate for a strike to Mendoza. On deck is Hernandez. Shane comes set, the left-hander. Kicks, fires. That one in the zone for strike 2, evening the count at 2. Mendoza, who struck out in the second, would love to bring home Pena sitting at third. 1 out in this inning. The Pelicans trail 10-2 to Henley. The 2-strike pitch to Mendoza is in the dirt. Pena takes off for home. The throw is not in time. Pena gets in on the pass ball. 10-3 now. Still 1 out in the inning. That one missed low as well, so now the count runs full to Tyson Mendoza. The 3-2 to Mendoza is swung on and missed for a strikeout. 2 outs in the inning. That's 9 strikeouts on the day for Shane. In steps Yuli Hernandez, who was another strikeout casualty back in the third inning. He's 0 for 1 on the day. He got the lone base hit of the day back on Wednesday. Hernandez swings and misses, strike 1. The 0-1 coming from Owen Shane. That one is in the zone as well, 0-2. Shane close to working his way out of this one, and a run has come around to score here in the bottom half of the fourth. As Shane, with the 0-2 pitch, thinks on it, kicks, fires a breaking ball that comes back into the zone. A great pitch to strike out the side. That's 10 strikeouts even on the day for Owen Shane as we head to the top of the fifth inning. The score 10-3. Klamath Union did push one run across. They leave no runners left. Again, 10-3 the score as we head to the top of the fifth. You've got the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Thanks, kiddo.
Give everyone peace of mind on the road. Swing by or book online. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Top of the fifth inning, new pitcher for Klamath Union as Dean Garlitz comes in. Closing the book on Jacob Cook for the day, 4 innings pitched for him. He gave up 3 hits, 10 runs, only 3 of them earned for Cook. He struck out 5, and he walked 8. We'll see what kind of damage Garlitz can do against this Henley order. He's got the 8-9-1 hitters due up this inning. That's Matt Douglas, Dylan Cernowski, and Gavin Graham. Douglas steps in against Garlitz. Garlitz pitched 2/3 of an inning back on Wednesday, so still relatively fresh. As Douglas runs into one, he sends it to deep left center field. One hop off the wall, rounding first and heading for second. Douglas is headed for third. He's in there safely, standing up. The throw goes wild, and it's into the Henley dugout. Douglas will come around to score on a triple with an error, allowing him to score. So Garlitz comes in, he gives up 1 hit, the run comes across, ends up going to the books unearned. But boy, did Douglas run into that pitch. (11-3) now the score. With nobody out in the inning, that brings up Dylan Cernowski. Cernowski so far 0 for 1 on the day. He walked in the first, and he popped out to the pitcher in the second. That one a bouncer to third. Garrett Short backhanded the athletic throw to first in time. A great play by Garrett Short there for the first out in the inning. To the top of the order now, Henley goes. It's the leadoff hitter, Gavin Graham, who is 0 for 2 on the day. He did walk back in the first, since then has flown out twice. 1 out in the inning for Garlitz. He comes set, pitching from the stretch. Garlitz kicks, fires. That one looked like it might have been a little bit of a slider. Ends up in the zone for a strike. So we look at Garlitz, what he did back on Wednesday. Again, 2/3 of an inning. Garlitz, he allowed 5 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, and he walked 6 back on Wednesday. So far off to a little bit of a better start. Has given up 1 run, although it is unearned so far in this inning off the triple from Matt Douglas. And he got the 5-3 put out on Cernowski. Now on to Graham. The 0-1 to Graham misses high and in for a ball. Evens the count at 1. On deck is Boersma. Drew Garlitz allowed quite a few guys to hit against him on Wednesday. A lot of the issue for Klamath Union was those base hits, along with some of the free passes mixed in. As we talk about the free passes, there's one right there as Gavin Graham allows that one to come in and hit him. First free pass issued by Garlitz. That brings up Boersma. So far today, Blaine Boersma is 1 for 2, and he did walk back in the first. He singled in the second, ended up coming around to score, and then flew out to center field back in the third inning. Looks like we're going to have a runner come out for Graham. Nope, he's just getting his wrist guard for diving into bases. I like that. I've seen a lot of guys in the majors use it. Oh no, that's his. He's got a wristband for his signals from the coach. Coach Randall doesn't like to do the tapping of the arms, the chest, or any of that stuff for the third base coach. He likes to yell out numbers, and that's what he was getting. As that one ends up missing high into Boersma, a ball and no strikes. So you might hear, if you come out to a Henley baseball game, Coach Adam Randall yelling out a series of one-digit numbers, and that tells his base runners what to do. Graham takes a decent lead off first. Boersma in with the 1-0 pitch. Graham takes off. The throw down is not in time. They just end up throwing it back to Garlitz. So a stolen base that time for Gavin Graham. 1 out in the inning. 2-0 the count to Boersma. Jacob Cook coming over to talk with his man Garlitz. Cook, as a matter of fact, again, just got off pitching duty. He was the starter this afternoon for Klamath Union. I think he pitched fine. Maybe would have left him in a little bit longer, but you want to manage pitch counts in high school just as much as anything else with these young arms. Cook pitching 4 innings. He did throw quite a few pitches, having walked 8 guys and striking out 5. You think about those 13 at-bats that really went the distance as far as the count goes in baseball, and definitely racking up the pitch count. The 2-0 to Boersma is hit off his foot, and it will go a dead ball foul, and that does make sense. Although Boersma was a little bit out in front of that one, the velocity difference between Garlitz and Cook is noticeable, even from back here down the first base line. Jacob Cook, I mean, he is taller. Of course, he's going to have a little bit more power off the mound. He releases the ball closer to home plate, but also just has a little bit more zip on his fastballs. The 2-1 coming into Boersma is high and in for a ball, 3-1. It's up to Garlitz to just try and throw strikes. That's all he has to do now. 3-1. On deck is Schwenk. That pitch is fouled off, out of play for strike 2. The count runs full with 1 out in the inning. The score 11-3. Henley leads. They've already pushed 1 across this inning. Came off the bat of Matt Douglas. He hit a triple. The throw into third was errant, and he came around to score on that very same play. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Boersma. Garlitz comes set, checks his runner at second, kicks, fires. That one a hard ground ball to short. It's picked up by Coulter, and he had a little bit of trouble with it. That was Peterson at short. Had a little bit of trouble with it, and that will go in the books as an E6 and an RBI for Boersma. 12-3 now, and another error for KU. That's 7 on the day. That brings up Hunter Schwenk. Schwenk today has a pair of RBIs, 1 on a fielder's choice, 1 on a single in the second. He also struck out back in the 4th inning. This is his 4th at-bat coming up. Schwenk in there. Garlitz checks his runner at first. Kicks, fires. That ball, a ground ball in the hole, just past the glove of Pena. Rounding second and heading for third is Boersma. He gets in there safely, and that will be a base hit for Hunter Schwenk. Runners at the corners, 1 out in the inning. Now to the middle of the Henley order, it's Kevin Kelly. Kelly so far today has RBI'd as 1 RBI and a single. He reached on an error back in the 4th inning. So 1 for 2 on the day. He also walked in the 2nd. Kelly steps in. Garlett's eyeing him down. Runner on first is Schwenk. Over on third, it's Boersma. Garlett's kicks, fires. Schwenk takes off. That one is in there for a strike as Schwenk takes off, ends up at second. That eliminates the double play possibility. Kevin Kelly down in the count 0-1. And now, if you're Garlett's, just focus on the man at the plate. That's all you can do. Kelly, then Tobias. Those are the next couple hitters up for Henley. And it looks to me like they're playing infield in. The Pelicans are. They're all in the infield grass trying to cut down that runner. And that runner who is at third would be the mercy rule run, although we would get to play the bottom half of the inning regardless. Coulter blocks that pitch. That was outside. Good effort by the catcher there. A ball and a strike to Kelly. And again, that runner at third is very important. It's 10 runs after 5 is the mercy rule here in Oregon. And right now, Henley up by 9 in the 5th inning. And a runner at third would push him over the edge. Of course, you still get to play the bottom half because Klamath Union is the home team as Garlett's fires in a strike to Kelly, a ball and 2 strikes. Garlett's looking for a strikeout here. That would be huge for Klamath Union. Garlett's comes set, kicks, fires. That pitch low in the dirt, blocked by Coulter. Still got another chance to do it again here with 2 strikes, but you don't want to lose Kelly because on deck is Dylan Tobias. And, well, you look at this, and you can't really do too much because you're down by 9. But in any other situation, you look at Kelly, you might issue him the free pass to get to Tobias, who's 0 for 3 on the day. But not in this scenario. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That pitch is low and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Kelly. And, even if you do walk him here, it's not the end of the world if you're Garlett's, although you wouldn't obviously want to walk him. That's clear enough. But if you end up losing him here, it's not the worst thing that could happen, although you would like to face Tobias with 2 outs. The 3-2 coming up from Garlett's is swung on and missed, and that's a huge strikeout for Dean Garlett's. Two outs in the inning. Runners on second and third. In steps Dylan Tobias. First strikeout of the day for Dean Garlett's. And again, Tobias has struck out twice today. He's grounded out once. This is the guy you want to face with 2 outs right now. Garlett's throws one. It's fisted out to first base. Cook puts that one away. The Hornets strand 2, but they also push 2 across here in the 5th inning. 2 base hits here for him as well. The score 12-3 as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. You've got the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
It's tax time, and Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Klamath Falls will help you make the most of your refund. Double down! Bring us your tax refund, and we'll double it to use towards your down payment on your new vehicle purchase. And right now, choose from more new trucks and SUVs than ever, and available 0% APR financing for up to 72 months. If you live here, you get it. Double your down payment during Ram Truck Month, only at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Klamath Falls.
Bottom of the fifth inning from Kiger Stadium this afternoon. Henley leads the Klamath Union Pelicans 12-3. Leading off this inning for Klamath Union is Nate Getman, Caden Coulter, and Jacob Cook. 9-1-2 due up for KU as they try to claw themselves back into this game. They are down by 9, and the count 0-1 to Getman. Make that 0-2 as we get things going in the fifth inning. Again, this is the first game of a doubleheader tonight from Kiger Stadium. You're more than welcome to come on out for Game 2, which starts about 15 minutes after this first game. I won't be covering the second one as Getman goes down on strikes to start this inning. Only out here for the first of two this afternoon as, by the way, Owen Shane still on the mound for Henley. After that last strikeout by Getman, that is his 11th strikeout here in this game. That is a great performance by Shane. Got to respect that. Top of the order for Klamath Union is Caden Coulter, takes strike one. Shane has been able to work from the from the windup as well quite a bit tonight, as that is a swing and a miss for strike two. And I don't want to say anything yet, but let's just say that the 3 runs that have come across from Klamath Union have all been either walks or errors. And that is a swing and a miss from Caden Coulter. Jacob Cook now. He's got a strikeout on the day, and he also RBI'd in a run back in the third from a fielder's choice. He was able to bring home Getman earlier in this game for one of 3 runs that Klamath Union has so far on the afternoon, the other 2 coming in that fourth inning. Was a ball to Jacob Cook to start things off. Shane comes with the next pitch, a big swing and a miss from Jacob Cook. As that evens the count at 1. Cook fouls that one back, a ball and 2 strikes now. As Shane has struck out 12 so far on the day, he's looking for lucky number 13 coming up. Ball and 2 strikes to Cook. Again, he has struck out once today already. Shane from the windup, finding the pitch he wants. He finds it, kicks, fires. That one is fouled back, still 2 strikes. Shane with the 1-2 once again. That one ends up low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And again, regardless of if you look at how many strikeouts Shane has or any of those numbers, it is nice to have a guy go this long in the first of a doubleheader. Try to save some pitching for game 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jacob Cook swings and misses. That was in the dirt. The throw on to first is in time for the 3rd out in the inning. As we head to the top half of the 6th, I'll let you look at this scoreboard for yourself here. As you can tell what I'm talking about, Klamath Union, no runs, no hits, no runners left in that inning. 3 strikeouts for Shane. 13 for him on the day as we head to the top half of the 6th. 12-3 the score on the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Thanks, kiddo.
Give everyone peace of mind on the road. Swing by or book online. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Top of the sixth inning, 12-3 the score on the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com. Due up this inning for Henley, it's the 6, 7, 8 hitters in the order. That's Skylar Howard, Owen Shane, and Matt Douglas. Again, 12-3 our score. We're in the top of the sixth inning. So far today for Henley, as we total them up just real quick, only 6 runners left on base today. Other than that for them, they've got 12 runs on 4 hits. They have committed 4 errors. Again, 6 runners left on base today. For Klamath Union, 3 runs, no hits, 7 errors, and the Pelicans have left 2 runners on base today as we get ready for this 6th inning. Skylar Howard stepping to the plate now. So far, Howard has walked twice and reached on an error back in the second. He's 0 for 1. Dean Garlitz on the mound in his second inning of work out of the pen for KU gets a swinging strike on the first pitch. If we look in terms of earned runs this game for these two teams, we would be tied. Henley only has 3 earned runs out of these 12 by my count. And, of course, Klamath Union has got 3 runs themselves, and you cut down the errors for Klamath Union, you got a completely different ball game, as that is fouled back for a strike, 0-2. Seeing some good things from Klamath Union today that we didn't see on Wednesday, which is good. That means there's improvement within this team, which is always what you're hoping for. It doesn't really matter what the score is at the end of the day, as long as you see yourself improving if you're Klamath Union, as that pitch misses outside, a ball and 2 strikes now. There's a lot more going wrong for the Pelicans back on Wednesday that they seem to have shored up today, and that's why Henley is only ahead by 8 against them. 9 against them. Pitch misses outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still nobody out in the top of the 6th inning. 12-3 the score. Henley leads. Dean Garlitz on the mound. He is looking for his second strikeout of the afternoon against Skylar Howard. The 2-2 pitch, fouled back. And again for Henley after this game as they finish up the 3-game set on to North Valley, a team which is towards the bottom of the Skyline Conference, as Howard runs into one, sends it to left field, but it is caught by Mendoza. 1 down here in the 6th. That brings up Owen Shane. Shane, the pitcher for Henley, has struck out twice today. He has also grounded out once, 0 for 3. First pitch to him is low for ball 1. And that, probably below the knees. Good call. Looked a little bit borderline, but is what it is. A ball and no strikes. Garlitz comes with the second one. That one for sure is high, 2-0. Looks like the KU outfield getting situated. They seem to think that Shane is a pull hitter. The 2-0 is outside, 3-0. Don't want to give up a free pass here. You want to limit these Henley hitters when you're down by 9 heading into your final 6 outs if you're Klamath Union. The 3-0 to Shane is grounded back up the middle. Zeke Pena takes it. He bobbles it once. The throw on to first is not in time. Shane reaches on an E4. By my count, 8 errors on the day for Klamath Union. And that will bring up Matt Douglas. Douglas so far today is 1 for 1 as he gets hit by a pitch there. Second time he's been hit so far this afternoon. That moves Shane up to second. And that brings up Dylan Cernowski. Cernowski today, 0 for 2. He walked back in the first, has flown out and grounded out since then. As Douglas is on first, Shane is on second for Henley. We're in the top of the 6th inning. The Hornets lead 12-3. Dean Garlitz, the man on the mound for KU, comes set. He's coming home to Cernowski. Cernowski shows bunt, lays one down in front of Garlitz. He fields it. The throw on to first is in time for the second out of the inning, but both runners move up as well. So looks like the 9-hitter in the order. Cernowski doing his job. Call it a sacrifice bunt, and that brings up Gavin Graham. 2 outs in the inning. Graham today 0 for 2. He's walked. He's been hit by a pitch. Those are his 2 unofficial at-bats. He flew out in the first, and he flew out in the 3rd inning. Dean Garlitz coming set to Graham. First pitch is hit hard into center field. Under it and making the catch to end the inning was Colin Garrett. Henley leave 2 stranded. No runs in the inning. No hits for the Hornets. 1 error in the inning for Klamath Union. The score 12-3 as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning on the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
If you're trying to lose some weight and get in shape, Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club is the best place to do it. Harbor has state-of-the-art equipment, plus certified personal trainers to help you achieve your goals safely and quickly. They also have indoor tennis and pickleball courts, and tons of group exercise classes to help you have fun while you get in shape. When you're done with your workout, stop by their smoothie bar to get a nutritious boost. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
Bottom of the 6th inning. That is a fly ball to right field, and it is caught. To start the bottom half of the 6th inning. Apologies there. We're back 12-3 the score, and there is 1 out in the inning. That was Lincoln Peterson up to bat. Now that brings up Garrett Short. Fly ball to right field for the first out. Okay, so Garrett Short is 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out in the 3rd, grounded out in the 1st. Short fouls off the first pitch he sees, strike 1. Owen Shane still on the mound. He has allowed 3 runs. None of them are earned, as Henley has committed 4 errors today. He has struck out 13 guys. He's walked 5. He's ahead 0-1 to Garrett Short. And by my count, everyone in the Klamath Union batting lineup has struck out at least once today, as Garrett Short is behind in the count 0-2. Short has had his time striking out back in the 3rd inning. Shane is looking for another one against him here. The 0-2 is low in the dirt, bouncing to the glove of Kelly. Now a ball and 2 strikes. On deck is Colin Garrett. It was 3-4-5 due up this half inning for Klamath Union. The 1-2 pitch coming home to Garrett short as Shane kicks, fires. It's a breaking ball that ends up inside, evens the count at 2. Shane has been throwing that pitch nicely as a left-hander. It starts over the right side of the plate and then breaks back in. He's done that nicely all afternoon. He comes with the 2-2, a fastball that's low and away, runs the count full. So from 0-2 to 3-2, Garrett Short has done a good job of fighting a couple pitches off and putting himself in a decent position here as the full count pitch is coming up. Here it comes from Shane. The 3-2 is swung on and fouled back. We'll do it all again. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. 12-3. Henley is in the lead. For those runs for Henley, 5 of which came in the first inning. Klamath Union has done a decent job of stopping big innings from happening since that first. The 3-2 once again from Shane. That one is taken outside for strike 3. Garrett Short goes down looking for the second time this afternoon. That brings up Colin Garrett. 14 strikeouts for Owen Shane. And that brings up Colin Garrett, who has struck out twice so far already today. Garrett swings at the first pitch he sees, but fouls it back. 0-1. And again, this is the first of a doubleheader tonight from Kiger Stadium. And second game starting about 15 minutes after this one concludes. We're in the bottom of the 6th, 12-3 the score. Henley leads. And Garrett looks at the 0-1. It's high, a ball and a strike. A little bit overcast tonight in Klamath Falls. Again, if you're in the area tonight, expect a little bit of rain overnight, but we should be dry for the rest of tonight's affairs. As again, there's another 7 innings to play after this one. That one swung on and missed 1-2 to Colin Garrett. As I mentioned, it was 70 degrees at the start of tonight's game. Probably about 67 right now with a little bit of wind. The 1-2 is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs in the inning. Colin Garrett, the man at the plate, on deck should he get the chance, is Zeke Pena. The 1-2 swung on and missed. 15 strikeouts for Owen Shane. 15, count them. You need 2 hands. He has pitched a great game of baseball so far today as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Henley leads 12-3 on Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybase.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Top of the 7th inning. 12-3 the score. Klamath Union trails the Henley Hornets, due up this time for Henley. 2-3-4 hitters in the order. That's Blaine Boersma, Hunter Schwenk, and Kevin Kelly. Dean Garlitz is still on the bump for KU. That is fouled back for strike 2 as we are again in the top of the 7th inning. First game of a doubleheader. More than welcome to come on out for game 2 live at Kiger Stadium. Unfortunately, I won't be able to bring you live video for the next one. However, the game is still happening. The 0-2 pitch low in the dirt. Coulter blocks that one. A ball and 2 strikes now. So it's Boersma, Schwenk, and Kelly. So far today, Boersma, he singled back in the 2nd, flew out in the 3rd, reached on an error in the 5th inning, but that error ended up bringing home a run, so we'll credit him with the RBI. A ball and 2 strikes. Dean Garlitz looking in, heads home. That one hit towards the shortstop, past the outstretched glove of Peterson, and that will be a single to lead things off in the 7th. He's trying to stretch a single into a double, and he does so successfully. Boersma doing a nice job there of heads-up base running. And we'll bring up Hunter Schwenk. Schwenk today, a couple of singles. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st. 2 RBIs for him on the day. He also struck out back in the 3rd inning. Runner at 2nd is Boersma. Garlitz comes set. Looking at his runner, comes home. That pitch ends up behind him, it looks like. Either way, it's a ball. On deck is Kevin Kelly. You don't want to let him get to the plate with a couple of runners in scoring position. That is dead last on the things you're looking for if you're Klamath Union. Schwenk awaiting the 1-0 pitch. That one comes in and hits him. 3rd free pass issued by Garlitz, whether it was a walk or a hit batsman. And that will bring up Kevin Kelly. Today for Kelly has been less productive than it was on Wednesday, although how do you top a 5 RBI day with a grand slam? Well, he followed it up with a 1 RBI game today so far. He singled back in the 1st inning, reached on an error in the 4th. He's struck out and walked in his 2 other plate appearances. First pitch coming into Kelly from Garlitz. That one is just inside for a ball. I think if Coulter might have squeezed that one, might have gone the other way. Some of those borderline pitches, umpires won't call them unless you squeeze the pitch. Kelly ahead in the count, 1-0. Garlitz eyeing down his runners. He's got 2 to worry about. The next pitch comes inside. That pitch virtually in the same position, although that time caught by Coulter, and it goes for a strike, a ball and a strike. So I guess my theory has been tested and proved. You got to catch it for it to be a strike today. Kevin Kelly awaits the 1-1 from Garlitz. Garlitz taking his time between pitches. That one comes in and stays inside. 2 balls and a strike. On deck is Tobias. He's 0 for 4 on the day. He'd love to grab an out here and try to roll him up with Tobias. That's the goal. Strike him out, double play for for Garlitz. That is the goal here. Still got some room to work, though, against Kevin Kelly. The 2-1 coming home. It's a big swing from Kelly, but it's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Kelly, his eyes lit up. He was trying to send that one over the Kiger Stadium side. Garlitz into his 3rd inning of work out of the bullpen. Jacob Cook got the start today. He went 4. The 2-2 coming home to Kelly. No, it's a spin move back to 2nd. And diving back safely was Blaine Boersma. Boersma started off this inning with a double. Was actually a ground ball past the shortstop, but heads up base running by Boersma. He was able to stretch it into a double. And he's sitting on 2nd. Hunter Schwenk is on 1st after he was hit by a pitch. The 2-2 coming home to Kelly. That one will miss high, runs the count full. Still nobody out in the inning. Top of the 7th, 12-3 the score. Henley leads Klamath Union. Nine-run difference between these two ball clubs. As Klamath Union has got a ways to go as far as the offensive side of the ball, as looks to be a short little meeting on the mound. Great time to remind you that little things can add up to big bills when buying, selling, or owning a home. Coldwell Banker Home and Premier Realty's exclusive Beyond the Sale guarantees protect buyers, sellers, and homeowners from unexpected repair bills. To learn more, call Coldwell Banker Home and Premier Realty today. And if you'd like to exercise in a professional, clean, and friendly environment, head to Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. With state-of-the-art equipment, 4 indoor tennis courts, 3 pickleball courts, and certified personal trainers, along with tons of group exercise classes, Harbor is the place to be. Looks like the conference on the mound is over as the full count pitch is coming up to Kevin Kelly. On deck is Dylan Tobias. Runners on first and second. It's Schwenk and Boersma, and nobody out in the top of the 7th inning. Dean Garlett's the man on the mound for KU. He comes set with the full count pitch, moves back over to second. That one ends up into center field. Boersma's going to take off from second base and head to third. He gets in standing, and Schwenk will stay at first. Puts runners at the corners now. Still nobody out in the inning. Kelly, a ball in the gap here, would score 2. A full count pitch coming up. Still nobody out in the inning. Top of the 7th. 12-3 the score. Henley leads. Boersma at third. Schwenk at first. Kelly at the dish. Taking off from first, but it's a foul ball. And again, that third runner, the runner at third would mean a lot more if this wasn't the 7th inning. At this point, it doesn't matter. Of course, you want to stop that run from coming in, but in terms of the mercy rule, it doesn't really matter whether or not it does come in. That's why you see the infield playing for a double play ball and not playing in like we saw back in the 6th inning. The 3-2 pitch coming into Kelly. Schwenk took off last time. He takes off again on the 3-2 pitch. That swung on and fouled back. Count remains full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tobias, Howard, and Shane, the next few guys up in the Henley order. Only 1 hit between those 3 guys. They have reached base a few times, mostly on errors and walks. Again, only 1 hit between the 4, 5, 6 guys. Only 1 hit between the 4, 5, 6 guys in the Henley order. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The full count pitch coming to first base. Schwenk dives back safely. It's about the, if I had to guess, 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up to Kelly. This at-bat has lasted about 6 minutes of real time. Long one, but there's a lot hanging on it. Kelly awaits the full count pitch. Runners at first and third. Instead, it's a throw over to first. It looked like they had Schwenk dead to rights, but the throw was just a little bit over than where Cook wanted it, and Schwenk ends up diving back safely. Garlett's delaying throwing this full count pitch. Well, he knows that Schwenk is on the move regardless. He's taken quite a big lead off. He throws over again. They are really trying to get Schwenk. And at some point, you do got to come home with it. But Schwenk is going to be on the move regardless. Still, even with nobody out on a full count pitch, a guy like Schwenk, he's got a little bit of wheels. He's going to be taken off right when Garlett's lifts that front foot. And he takes off again. That pitch in the dirt. It is ball 4. Schwenk is upstanding. Bases loaded. Nobody out. 4 walks given up by Garlett's. Brings up Dylan Tobias. He's hitless today. He's struck out twice, grounded out, and flown out so far this afternoon. And it looks like we might be getting a pinch hitter. I can't quite tell. No, that looks to be Tobias, so my mistake there. First pitch to Tobias. As Garlett's come set, it looks like everyone was just a little bit on the move there. Threw Garlett's just a bit off. He had to step off. That threw me off just watching that. They all took a big stutter step, kicked up a bunch of dirt. And it looks like they're going to do pretty much the same thing again. Garlett's fires in, strike 1. That's what you want to see if you're Garlett's. Might want to play the corners in now. That's exactly what they're doing. At least Jacob Cook is playing in. Garlitz comes set with the 0-1. That pitch is hit, fly ball to right field. That is over the head of Getman. 1 run is going to come in to score for Henley, likely 2, as that's Schwenk coming in as well. Moving into third is Kelly. 2-run double for Dylan Tobias. That's a way to get your first base hit of the game. Runners at second and third now. 14-3 the score. That brings up Skylar Howard. Nobody out in the inning. Nobody out in the inning. Runners at second and third. At second, it's Tobias. At third, it's Kelly. Skylar Howard at the plate. After that 2 RBI double, the score 14-3. The first pitch to Howard is swung on and fouled back for strike 1. Five runs in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, and 2 here in the seventh. That's where Henley has gotten their runs so far today. Klamath Union, they put 2 up in the third and 1 in the fourth. That's a hard-hit ground ball, hard-hit line drive, into left field. 1 run comes in to score, make that 2 as Tobias gets in safely as well. A 2 RBI single for Howard. That makes the score 16-3. Still nobody out in this inning. Now just runner at first. As it brings up Owen Shane. He has yet to record a hit today. He struck out twice. He did reach on an error last inning. The pitch from Garlitz is high and outside for ball 1. This inning started out with a double from Boersma, followed up with a walk from Hunter Schwenk. Kevin Kelly also walked. That allowed Dylan Tobias to knock in 2 runs with a double and Skylar Howard to knock in 2 more with a single. And Howard is standing at first base right now. Owen Shane is at the dish. He watches ball 2 go outside. On deck is Matt Douglas. Douglas tripled back in the 5th inning. Garlitz looking down Coulter behind the dish. Kicks, fires that one in the dirt. 3 balls and no strikes now to the number 7 hitter in the order and the pitcher, Owen Shane. Klamath Union has not won a game against Henley since April 11th, 2017, and likely is going to have to wait until Game 2 of this doubleheader for anything to change, unless a miracle happens. But first, they need to get out of this inning. 3 balls and 1 strike now after that last one finds the outside part of the zone. Shane, Douglas, Cernowski, 7, 8, 9 guys do up the rest of this inning for Henley. The 3-1 coming home from Garlitz. That one will be outside. Another walk for him. Five walks today for Garlitz. 3 in this inning. Brings up Matt Douglas. Douglas, again, tripled back in the 5th inning. And then came around to score on that very same play due to a throwing error. Garlitz comes set, still nobody out in the inning. That pitch is outside for ball 1. Still also nobody up in the Klamath Union bullpen. Looks like they're relying on Garlitz to get out of this inning, so they have some arms left in Game 2 of this doubleheader. Garlitz fires in a strike. It's fouled back and out of play. Past the bleachers here at Kiger Stadium, and I showed them to you earlier. Here's another look at them. They're stripped down. Right in front of us is the metal that used to be there. And if you look across the other side, those bleachers are gone too that once were there. So not quite sure what they're going to do with this space. I hope to see they put in some new seating. but they are taking out these bleachers down the baselines here at Kiger Stadium. Of course, you're leaving the big wooden grandstand. You never take that thing down, but down the baselines rather, tearing down, possibly putting new seating in there as it's 2-1. Garlett's paying attention to his base runners, looks in, throws that one, will end up foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Matt Douglas. On deck behind him is Cernowski. Then it's the top of the order. Gavin Graham is in the hole. The 2-2 coming home to Douglas. And thinking about throwing over to second. Instead, a foul ball. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. For Garlett's in his 3rd inning out of the bullpen. Jacob Cook started this game. Again, four innings pitched, 3 hits, 10 runs. Only 3 of them earned against him. He struck out 5 and walked 3. Garlett's has pitched the last 2 innings. They throw over to second, not in time. Garlett's has pitched 2 complete innings, and he has allowed some runs so far in this 7th. 4 hits allowed. He has allowed 6 runs to come across. 4 of them earned. He struck out 1 and walked 5. Garlett's kicks, fires. That one fouled back. Still 2 strikes in this count. And again, Klamath Union, they've still got a chance to try to grab a win in this 3-game series as they still got half an inning to play here as that one's lifted out to left field. And that is a great catch out in left field by Mendoza. And a bit of confusion on the base paths, and they're saying that he didn't catch it. Now they've got a pickle out at third base, and runner is back safely at third, but there's 2 guys at second. He didn't get to the bag, so he's out at third. 2 guys are at second. And a double play. Okay, so let's recap here. Mendoza, it looked like he'd caught the ball in the outfield. He, in fact, didn't catch the ball in the outfield. No, he did. They're trying to figure it out. Did he catch the ball or did he not catch the ball? That's the big question, I think. I think he caught the ball in the outfield, and then they got him at third, and that's the double play. That adds up because you still see Shane out there at second. So, it is a double play. 2 outs in the inning. Shane still at second. And that will bring up Dylan Cernowski. The first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. Bit of a confusing play as it looks like no one could tell if Mendoza, the base runners, couldn't tell if Mendoza caught the ball or not. The base umpire today, who's Joel Woodley, he said he caught it. I didn't quite see the signal, but there was some confusion on the base paths. Ended up in a double play for Henley. And that one is a ground ball back up the middle. That is fielded nicely by Peterson. The throw on to first is in time for out number 3. 4 runs come across for Henley in the inning. They lead 16-3 as we head to the bottom half of the 7th. You've got the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between. We keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Bottom of the seventh inning we go, 16-3 the score. Henley is in the lead. Again, bottom of the seventh, 6, 7, 8 hitters due up in the Klamath Union order. That's Zeke Pena, Tyson Mendoza, and Yuli Hernandez. 2 strikes into Pena, who struck out once today. Already 15 Ks on the day for Shane, but there is a new pitcher on the mound for Henley. And we'll get you the name of who that is here in just a minute, as that pitch is high and away for a ball, 1-2. New pitcher is Gavin Graham, and he fires in the 2-strike pitch for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. So Gavin Graham comes in relief of Owen Shane. Shane picks six innings. 3-2 now. That one is fouled back. No, it's a drop third strike. Pena gets on base. That looked to me like it was a foul ball. Instead, it's a drop third strike. Pena gets on base. Bottom of the seventh inning, Klamath Union might have a rally going for them as a strikeout puts Pena on first after the drop third strike. That brings up Tyson Mendoza. Mendoza takes a pitch in the dirt, but Pena is on his way to second. Gets in there standing. Ball no strikes to Mendoza, who is 0 for 2 on the day with a couple of strikeouts. He struck out in the second and in the 4th inning. Mendoza looking to bring the man home from second. That's Zeke Pena. A run here would go a long way, although that's a swing and a miss for strike 1. 1-1 the count to Mendoza. Hernandez on deck. 16-3 the score as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. That one was a foul ball. It looked like an excuse me swing from Mendoza. As now it's a ball and 2 strikes to Tyson. Started the game in left field. Made a nice play out there a couple of innings ago. I believe that was last half inning. Diving kind of over his back. A great defensive play. Hoping to put it together on the offensive side of the ball now. As the pitch into him is taken for strike 3. 1 out. Second strikeout of the inning for Graham, only the first out. That brings up Yuli Hernandez. As Zeke Pena struck out swinging, dropped third strike, allowed him to advance to first base. Then a pass ball puts him at second. Swing and a miss to Yuli Hernandez to start things off in his 3rd at-bat of the day. He has also struck out twice, once back in the 3rd and once back in the 4th inning. Hernandez swings and misses at a second pitch, 0-2. And Yuli Hernandez is awaiting the 0-2 pitch, takes that one high. And a good a time is now to mention that Owen Shane threw 6 innings. 3 runs came across, none of them earned. He struck out 15, he walked 5. He did not give up a base hit, and neither has Gavin Graham so far in his third of an inning of an appearance so far. That pitch is low, but blocked by Kelly. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. So Graham looking to finish the deed with a combined no-hitter between himself and Shane, although he's still got 2 more outs to get. The 2-2 to Hernandez is taken high for ball 3. No, that's his strike 3. 1 out away is Henley from a combined no-hitter. 3 strikeouts for Graham, although only 2 outs. Nate Getman is the last guy they need to get. First pitch taken for a strike. Two strikes away now from a combined no-hitter for Henley. The second one is taken outside. A ball and a strike. Again, 3 runs have come across for Klamath Union, but all of them on walks or errors. Shane did not allow a hit, and neither has Graham. That is a swing and a miss. 1 strike away from the team combined no-hitter for Henley. 1-2. Graham comes set. He kicks. He fires. Swung on and missed, and that does it. Henley with the combined no-hitter as Gavin Graham comes in and slams the door out of the bullpen. The final today, 16-3. Henley grabbing the first of 2. There is the second game of a doubleheader coming up here in just a bit, and we will not be covering it here on mybasin.com. You are more than welcome to come on out and enjoy the festivities this evening from Klamath Union High School. We'll be right back with a quick post-game show. We'll send you on your way. You've got the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Thanks, kiddo.
Give everyone peace of mind on the road. Swing by or book online. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
If you're trying to lose some weight and get in shape, Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club is the best place to do it. Harbor has state-of-the-art equipment, plus certified personal trainers to help you achieve your goals safely and quickly. They also have indoor tennis and pickleball courts, and tons of group exercise classes to help you have fun while you get in shape. When you're done with your workout, stop by their smoothie bar to get a nutritious boost. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
It's tax time! And Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Klamath Falls will help you make the most of your refund. Double down! Bring us your tax refund and we'll double it to use towards your down payment on your new vehicle purchase. And right now, choose from more new trucks and SUVs than ever and available 0% APR financing for up to 72 months. If you live here, you get it! Double your down payment during Ram Truck Month only at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Klamath Falls.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Tires Game of the Week on mybasin.com. The final score today, 16-3. Klamath Union falling in this one, dropping their 5th straight this season. For Henley today, 16 runs on 7 hits. They committed 4 errors. They left 8 runners on base. For Klamath Union today, 3 runs on no hits, 8 errors. They left 3 runners on base. And yes, you heard it right. Klamath Union Pelicans were no hit today by Owen Shane and Gavin Graham. Shane today, the winning pitcher, pitched 6 innings. He did give up all 3 runs. None of them were earned. Here's the number that stands out to me. 15 strikeouts for Owen Shane. That is one of the best pitching performances I've seen in high school baseball. He also walked 5. He comes away the winning pitcher. Gavin Graham came in to slam the door. No save for him, but he did pitch 1 inning. He struck out 4 guys, only had to get 3 outs. He struck out Zeke Pena as well, but Pena was able to get on a drop third strike. He was left stranded in the 7th inning with 4 strikeouts for Graham in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Player of the game for Henley today, to me, it has to go to the pitcher, Owen Shane. Again, 6 innings pitched. He faced 18 guys. He got 18 outs. He struck out 15 of them. That is just an immaculate performance for him. As we look at the offensive side of the ball, for me personally, I'm probably going to have to go with Hunter Schwenk. Had a pretty good day at the dish. He had 2 RBIs, 2 singles. He reached base every single time he was at the plate, save for 1 when he struck out back in the 4th inning. But a great day for him. And that's not to say Klamath Union, hey, you gave up 16 runs. Hats off to the starting pitcher, though, today for Klamath Union, Jacob Cook. He will get the loss today, but he pitched well. 4 innings pitched. He gave up 3 hits, 10 runs. Only 3 of them earned, and that's the thing. Only 3 earned runs came off of Jacob Cook today. Henley only earned 7 of their runs, all in all. 7 of the 16 were earned. You take that away, you have a completely different ball game on your hand, and you'll also look at the 8 errors. That's where you get the 7 earned runs. 7 earned runs. Jacob Cook also struck out 5. He walked 8. Dean Garlitz came in relief. He pitched 3 innings, gave up 4 hits. 6 runs came across against him. 4 of those runs were earned. He struck out 1. He walked 4. That's our final score tonight. About does it for us this evening. This was game 1 of 2 of a doubleheader. If you want to come on out and enjoy the festivities tonight at Kiger Stadium, you're more than welcome to. Again, the final tonight, 16-3. Klamath Union was no hit by the Henley Hornets tonight. I'm Josh Eldridge saying good night from Klamath Falls, Oregon.